Type. So we're starting basically with some of the words that translate into the mathematical operations. We have mainly four main operations, and then there's the equal. So there's the plus sign, there's the minus, and then there are things that represent multiplication and things that represents division. There's always things, or there's also things that represents the equal. So every one of those has a few words to represent. So for example, let's say they told you something like 3 more than a number. How do I translate this before I even, or before, yes, I continue reading the question? 3 more than a number, then I'll write it as الحاجة اللي ما اعرفهاش، النمبر اللي ما اعرفوش بحط x. So x and then 3 more than x يعني x plus 3. So again 3 more than a number يعني حاجة زودت عليها 3. So الحاجة دي اللي ما اعرفهاش احط مكانها x and then plus 3. أو مثلا يقول لي a number increased by 5. رقم ما اعرفوش increased by 5 يبقى برضه x plus 5. So the idea of ان حاجة is increased أو 3 more than, we don't translate it للسيمبلز بتاعت bigger than و less than. We translate it لplus والماينس حسب هي more than ولا less than. On the other hand في الماينس بس بيبقى فيه تريك صغيرة, because if I say 3 less than a number المفروض احط الرقم الاول وبعد كده minus 3, because it's 3 less than something, so the something goes first and then I'll remove منه 3. So الorder هنا is a very important thing. But on the other hand مثلا if it says a number decreased by 2, that would be easily put as x minus 2. Makes sense so far؟ في أي مشاكل؟ نيجي في times. The word product means times, and there are other words that means times specific values. يعني مثلا لو قال لي twice a number يبقى أنا بعمل الرقم times 2. لو قال لي double برضو times 2. لو في question قال 1/3 a number يعني ايه 1/3؟ يعني 1/3 of a number يعني 1/3 times x رقم ما اعرفوش. So 1/3 a number يعني 1/3. لو قال لي 2/3 a number تبقى 2/3x. الديفيجن ليه كلمة مهمة قوي اللي هي quotient, ودايما بتبقى بنفس الترتيب. So لو قال لي the quotient of x and y يبقى هعمل ال x divided by ال y. Any issues so far؟ الايكوال ليه كذا كلمه. كلمه equivalent و is يعني equal او the same as او was برضو معناها equal. So مثلا لو قال لي a number او the price of a t-shirt was يبقى x اللي هو البرايس اللي انا ما اعرفوش was يعني equal whatsoever بقى اللي هو هيقوله بعد كده. So مهم قوي 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 فكره ان احنا نبقى بنحاول دايما نقرا الكلام نترجمه لماثيماتيكال اكسبريشن, لان ده هيسهل even الثينكينج بروسيس. مش هنقعد نفكر نعمل ايه, هيبقى قدامي equation او حاجه وانا بحلها على طول وبظبط فيها على طول. تعالوا نبتدي الاول بشويه questions and you'll understand شويه اكتر what does it mean واحنا عايزين نقول ايه والحاجات دي. تعالوا نبتدي بده 1-1 variables and expressions. Okay, I'll leave you الأول تجربوا فيه. Whatever you have in mind, you try your best, you think very hard in each and every question. Put notes في الجنب كده when you're trying to solve things, عشان once the time is up and we actually discuss the questions, I'd like you to tell me مثلا in this question I thought about this but it didn't work, so I'm not sure what happened. أو I tried this but it worked, but is there any other easier way? So we'd like this to be a discussion أكتر من أي حاجة. Okay? These, as I said, a total of 6 questions. I will give you 7 minutes to solve them. 1-1 variables and expressions, 7 minutes, starting right now. So starting with this one, we read twice the product of something. So twice, it's not twice m, it's not twice n, it's twice the product of m and n. So الأول هجيب ال product of m and n، يعني أعملهم الاثنين times بعض، product يعني times بعض. So m and n, and then twice the product، so twice ده يعني 2 times ده، decreased by يعني minus the square of the sum. the square مش بتاع الام ومش السكوير بتاع الان، السكوير بتاع السم. يبقى الاول هجيب السم برضو وبعد كده اعمل له squaring. So then the answer here will be B. Makes sense? You'll stop me if there's anything that doesn't make sense, huh? Hopefully. هنا بيقول لي the product of a number x and 4. So 4x decreased by يعني minus 12. Which of the following is an expression? So it is D as it is. The quotient يبقى division of 19 and the number D يبقى 19 over D. احنا قلنا في الكوشنت الأولاني divided الثاني is increased by 7, so plus 7. يبقى الأنسر على طول A. Pretty easy ones. 4. Mario received Y text messages each minute for 10 minutes yesterday and received T text messages each minute for 20 minutes today. What is the total number of text messages he received for 2 days in terms of Y and T? So أنا لو عملت Y text messages each minute for 10 minutes يبقى ال total messages هتبقى 10 times Y اللي هو 10 minutes اللي هو عدد المينتس multiplied by عدد المسجز اللي بعتها في الدقيقة. Add to this 20 minutes multiplied by the number of text messages sent on the other day. So that means that the answer should be D. Number 5. Which of the following expressions represents the product of 3k times حاجة times ايه بقى؟ The sum of m, the sum of حاجة أو حاجة يبقى أحط bracket لأن ال 3k is not just multiplied by m, it's multiplied by the entire sum of two things. So أحط bracket وأعمل ال sum of m and 1/3 n يعني 1 over 3 n. So 3k multiplied by m plus 1 over 3 n, and that will give me C as the correct choice. We're clear so far?
Yeah.
We'll keep building up to this. يعني now we're writing just part of the it's called an expression. Now the next thing we'll start writing an equal sign or number and we start solving. Anyway, number 6, the difference يبقى minus between two numbers رقمين أنا ما أعرفهمش is 8. Let's say ما أعرفهمش إيه هم الرقمين بس ال difference يعني minus بعض يدوني 8. If the smaller number is n to the third power، السمولر لازم هيكون التاني. ما هو أنا لما أعمل رقمين minus each other والأنسر تطلع positive it means إن ال A أكبر من ال B. بس لو عملت A minus B والأنسر طلعت نيجاتيف أو عملت حاجتين minus بعض والاثنين الأنسر طلعت نيجاتيف يبقى ال B هي اللي أكبر من A. So بما إنه هو قال لي ال difference between two numbers is 8 أدي ال two numbers أهم spaces for the two numbers أهم. الصغير اللي فيهم n to the third power. What is the greater number؟ يعني هو عايز يعرف ده اجيبه ازاي؟ طب انا لو عايز اجيب ده المفروض اودي نيجاتيف n to the power of 3 دي كلها تروح الناحيه الثانيه. هيبقى عندي البوكس اللي هو الحاجه الامتي اللي انا مش عارفها اللي هو البيجر نمبر هيبقى equal ل 8 plus n to the power of 3. So the answer is n power 3 plus 8. Does this make sense? This is the hardest among them. Does this make sense? Jenna, are you good يا أمرة?
Yes.
Perfect. طيب. The next thing now will be adding and subtracting like terms يعني بس combination of like terms. Okay? With this one, I will not ask you to solve it on your own. I think it's easy, so we'll solve it with each other. Once we're done with this, we'll work on a part that has to do with writing the equation and solving it. So which is 2-1, writing equations. Once you click on that, you'll see it's very similar. 18 more than the number n, but there's an extra part now. Is whatsoever. So equals to whatsoever. Anyway, let's get back to those now. We're now trying to combine and simplify like terms and so on. Which of the following expressions is equivalent? أي وقت بشوف رقم قبل البراكت, I'll have to distribute the number on each thing inside the bracket. So 2/3 times a power 2, it would become 2/3 a power 2. And then minus 2/3a. And then 2/3 times -3 on the calculator, it's -2. Now I can remove the brackets. There's no need for them anymore. And then plus the 1/3 times a power 2, برضو there's no need to put the brackets خلاص. 1/3 times 2 will become 2/3a. 1/3 times 6 will become 2. Like terms together. There's -2 and +2 when they added, they cross each other because they're different signs. Also, there's -2/3 and +2/3 when they cross each other, but when they're added, they'll cross each other. Finally, there's 2/3 a power 2 and 1/3 a power 2. When we add them, they'll become 3/3 a power 2, which is 1 a power 2. So the answer for all of this is just a power 2. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Number 2. Which of the following is equivalent? Again, we're distributing the 5.4 on both and then the 2.7 on both. This is intentionally done, and these are fractions or these are decimals because we don't want you to be confused or to feel uncomfortable with decimals or fractions. They're just numbers. They're exactly the same thing. So that would be the first bracket. The second bracket is -2.7x, and then positive, I think 8.1, but I just like to make sure. 2.7 times 3, yes, 8.1. So positive 8.1y. Again, notice that this was -2.7 لما عملتها times -3 بقت positive 8.1. Like terms together, 5.4 مع -2.7, -10 مع positive 8. So 5.4 minus 2.7, that is 2.7x, and then -10.8 plus 8.1, that's -2.7y. So the answer, when you look at it, it would be B, because B, when the 2.7 is distributed, it would give you the exact same answer. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Same thing is happening there. I'm not going to get into those, to be honest, except maybe for this one, actually. Because there are negative signs before the brackets, and I want to make sure that this is clear. I'll distribute the A, and I'll distribute the B, and I'll distribute the C. I'll have AB minus AC, and then negative AB, negative BC, and then negative AC, positive BC. Whenever the negatives get inside, they change the signs for those. So like terms together, this will cross this will not cross the other one, by the way. This will cross this, and then I'll have -2 AC, because this is -1 and this is -1. So the answer here is D. Any issues, any questions?
مستر هو ازاي ال A قبل ال B وهي نيجاتيف B داخلة على ال A؟
مش هتفرق خالص في التايمز، مش هتفرق، لأن 2 مثلا تايمز 3 هي ب 6، و3 تايمز 2 برضه ب 6، نفس الفاليو. فلو قلت A تايمز B خليتها AB، أو لو خليتها BA، الاثنين نفس الحاجة. فاهمة؟ سو حتى لو كنا كاتبين دي از نيجاتيف بي اي، كنا برضه هنشيلها مع الاي بي اللي هنا في الاول. اوكي؟ بيرفكت. طيب let's try دلوقتي the new part which is 2-1 writing equations. So yes, there are 8 questions, but actually the first like 5 of them are grid in, يعني there are no choices. You're just going to write the answer, and they're pretty short and to the point. Let's try them out. For all 8 questions, I'll give you a total of 9 minutes. So 2-1, writing equations, 9 minutes, starting right now. Let's start with the first one. It says 18 more than حاجة, so حاجة plus 18. You see أنا بكتب ال 18 الأول, حاجة plus 18 الأول. What is it more than the number n? So n plus 18 is, which means it's equals to 125. What is the value of n? I'll move 18 to the other side by subtraction. فبقى عندي n كده equals 107. 07. Perfect. So that's the value of n. Perfect. Number 2, 20 is, so 20. Yes, yeah.
Mister, I did the wrong
Form? I'm sorry.
form. I did 1-2.
أنا حسيت إن ده اللي هيحصل، يلا مش مشكلة. طيب يعني خليكي معانا في دي ونشوف. هنا بيقول لي 20 is, so 20 equals 7 less than something. So حاجة هي اللي minus 7. 7 less than twice the number w, so 2w minus 7. So if I need to find the value of w, I'll move negative 7 to the other side. I'll have 27 equals 2w. And then I'll move the 2 to the other side, so it's 27 over 2 or 13.5. They are both considered correct. Now moving to number 3. It says 9 less than twice x. So 9 less than حاجة, so حاجة minus 9. 9 less than twice x, يعني 2x minus 9 is يعني equals 3 more than حاجة, so حاجة plus 3 more than x, so it's x here. What is the value of x? همove ال x's مع بعض والnumbers to the other side. هيبقى عندي x equals 3 plus 9, which is 12. Number 4, 8 less than, so حاجة minus 8 less than 4 times the number c, so 4c is equals 20. The value of c, I'll move 8 to the other side, so then I'll have this as 28, which will give me c as 7. Number 5 is a very important one because of this word here, consecutive. So the word consecutive means they're after each other. أو in other words consecutive numbers that have the same difference. الأرقام اللي ورا بعض مثلا 5 10 15 20 دول يعتبروا consecutive multiples of 5. consecutive numbers وخلاص يبقى مثلا 2 3 4 5 and so on أو 43 44 45. So consecutive يعني ورا بعض. لما أحب represent أرقام consecutive أنا مش عارفهم, if the first one is x, اللي بعده will be x plus 1, and the one after will be x plus 2, with the one after, and so on. So if they said the sum of 3 consecutive numbers وخلاص, then the first one I'll put as x, and the second one x plus 1, the third one x plus 2. بس لو قال لي consecutive odd أو consecutive even, الفرق ما بين ال consecutive odd وال even 2. لأن الفرق مثلا ما بين 1 و 3 2, وما بين 3 و 5 2, وما بين 5 و 7 2, دول الأود. برضه الفرق ما بين الإيفن هتلاقيه برضه 2. So it means إنه لو قال لي consecutive odd أو consecutive even, لو الأولاني x اللي بعده أنا هخليه x plus 2, واللي بعده x plus 4, واللي بعده x plus 6 and so on. I'll keep adding 2. لما هو هنا في الكويستشن قال لي the sum of 4 consecutive odd, هم 4 consecutive odd يبقى انا ما اعرفهمش. لو الاولاني x اللي بعده هيبقى x plus 2 واللي بعده x plus 4 واللي بعده x plus 6. دول كده 4 numbers consecutive odd. السم يعني الاديشن بتاعهم is يعني equals 296. so بقى عندي equation دلوقتي. I can solve the equation. 1 2 3 4 x's negative 2 plus 4 plus 6, this is 12 equals 296. I move the 12 to the other side تبقى 4x equals 284 وهتعمل divided by 4 تبقى x equals 50 20 71. طيب so 71 is ايه بقى؟ 71 ده أول رقم في ال 4 consecutive odd integers الx. هو عايز the greatest of the 4 consecutive odd integers. يعني لو الأولاني 71 بعده 73 75 and 77. so ال 4th consecutive هيبقى 77. هي دي الانسر 77. وكده كده برضو في طريقة تانية ان انا عارف ان ده x plus 6 هو ده المفروض يكون اكبر واحد فسبستيتيوت الاكس ب 71. 71 plus 6 يطلع 77. Does this make sense? This is one of the very important processes. Make sense?
Mister, when it says odd integers, I'm gonna do the even ones so that I can get the final of an odd one.
No, the x plus 2, x plus 4 thing is how we represent odd and even numbers. Because think about it, how would you get from 3 to 5? You'll add 2. How do I get from 5 to 7? You'll add 2 as well. So every time I keep adding 2. This is whether it's even or odd in both cases. So whenever they say consecutive even or consecutive odd, I'll use this as the representation of the consecutive odd or even. X plus 2, x plus 4, x plus 6. If the first number is 5, for example, then the other one will be 7, 9, and then 11. That makes sense. If the first one is 8, which is an even number, then the next one will be 10. The next one will be 12, and so on. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
طيب. جانا تمام؟ جانا؟ نامت مني. طيب كله حلو. طيب ماشي. Number 6 بيقول لي the sum of 3/4 of the number A. 3/4 يعني 3 over 4 of the number A and 24. So the sum of 3 over 4A plus 24 is equals to negative 9. What is the value of A? I'll move the 24, which will become negative 33. And then I بصوا على الحتة دي مهمة قوي. Now, if I'm not doing this with a calculator, if I'm doing it manually كده without a calculator, then بدل ما هودي ال 3 over 4 to the other side with division, I'll just move الأول ال 4 by multiplication. So it should be a bit easier to calculate. And then I'll move the 3 by division. Does that make sense شوية ولا مش قوي؟
Yes.
So here, this one will become as negative 44. This is the value of A. Moving on to number 7. A number G, so G is decreased by, so minus 23. And then multiplied by half. What is multiplied by half? The result. So this whole thing should be multiplied by half كده in a bracket. The result is, so it's equals to 8 more than حاجة, 8 more than twice the number G, يعني 2G plus 8. So again, it's literal translation, واحدة واحدة. G is decreased by 23 and then multiplied by half. Because it says it and then multiplied by half, then the whole answer of G minus 23 together كده will be multiplied by half. So I'll distribute I can move the half, by the way, to the other side by multiplication. Actually, I'll move just the 2 to the other side by multiplication. So this will become 4G plus 16. I'll move this g to this 4g, and I'll move the 16 to the other side. I'll have negative 39 equals 3g. I'll move the 3 to the other side, so g will be equals to negative 15. Please ask if you have any questions in this one. This is an important one.
مستر هو انا كان عندي مشكله ان انا اصلا حليتهم حسيت الايكويشن ما كتبتش الفاينل انسر فطلع لي معظمهم غلط.
يعني ما
حسيت
كتبتيش.
الثلاثه تشوزنج اللي تحت صح غير كده الباقيين كلهم غلط.
ايوه
هي
فهمت.
اول اللي حطيت فيها الفاينل انسر.
فهمت. طب بس فاهمه دلوقتي خلاص بعد كده تعملي ايه عشان لما يجي حاجات زي دي، صح؟
ايوه.
ماشي. تعال نشوف اخر حاجه كانت نمبر 8. بيقول لي the quotient of يبقى division of p and q, so it would become p over q is يعني equals 12 less than حاجه, so حاجه minus 12. 12 less than what? Then 3 times the sum, so 3 times something. The sum of p and q, so p and q in a bracket, 3 times the sum of p and q minus 12 equals p over q. That's how this should look like. So the answer in this case is C. Are we good?
Yes, Mr.
Can I please ask you to move to the second link in Google Classroom? So this link now instead of this one. So leave this meeting and join the other one. Okay?
Okay.
Good. We're back. Right. This is not important. This is simple equations. This one is extremely important, this form, solving for a specific variable. So this is the one that's very repetitive where they ask you to solve for a letter. So مثلا get A in terms of so and so, يعني عايز ال A equals كل حاجة تانية، يعني عايز ال A في ناحية لوحدها. أو get X in terms of so and so, so it means I need X completely alone. Here's best the first example. I'll show you the first example and then I'll ask you to solve. It says 2x plus 3y equals 18, and then which of the following gives y in terms of x? He needs y completely alone. So whenever I see something in terms of, it means that I need this thing completely alone on one side of the equation. So I just need to move the 2x to the other side and then divide everything by 3. I'd like you to try them out. These will be easy until question number 3 when there are when A is repeated twice and they want you to solve for A. So, for example, number 4 is not hard. But the harder ones are 3, 5, and 6. I'd like you to try them out. But again, try your best, please, in every one of them. And then we'll discuss them with each other. So again, it's 2-5. Solving for a specific variable. Two dash 5 solving for a specific variable. It has a total of 6 questions. Will give you 8 minutes. Try to finish them on time. 8 minutes starting now. So question number 1, again, it says which of the following gives y in terms of whatsoever. It means in we want y to be completely alone on one side. So I need to move 2x to the other side. I'll have 3y equals 18 minus 2x. and then the 3 goes to the other side by division. So y is equals to 18 minus 2x over 3. What I'm about to do now is extremely important. Whenever we have two things divided by only one, I can split them. And I can make it 18 over 3 minus 2x over 3. So then 18 over 3 is 6 minus the 2x over 3 would give me the answer as B right away. Does this make sense? And again, 2x over 3 is exactly the same as 2 over 3x. الاثنين قد بعض بالحرف. Are we good? Yes يا عمر.
هو هتفرق لو انا اخدت التو، يعني خليت التو اكس هي اللي بره واخدت 3 واي؟
لا تاني ليه بقى؟ لان انا عايز
18 اكس ماينس 3 واي مثلا.
ايوه، ما هو في الكيس دي انا كده لسه ما خليتش الواي لوحدها في ناحيه لوحدها. ما هو كيب ان مايند ان انا عايز الواي هي اللي لوحدها. فهمتي فكرتها؟ فعشان كده انا حركت اللي جنب الواي 2 اكس هي اللي وديتها الناحيه الثانيه. Now number 2 قال لي عايز W in terms of everything else. So هموف عشان انا عايز ال W برضه هموف ال 2L هي اللي تروح الناحيه الثانيه عشان عايز ال W لوحدها. فيبقى عندي P minus 2L equals 2W. بعد كده ال 2 تروح الناحيه الثانيه بالديفيجن فتبقى P minus 2L over 2 equals W. وهقسمهم برضو so it will become P over 2 minus L equals W لأن 2 over 2 دول هيشيلوا بعض يبقى P over 2 minus L equals W. So the answer here is C. يبقى برضو it's important to note الحتة دي. When we cross this 2 with this 2 they don't get to be removed. We don't cross them out. It doesn't happen this way. ليه؟ لأن في plus و minus. As long as there is plus and minus I can't cross حاجة فوق مع حاجة تحت. Instead we split them. We make them P over 2 minus 2L over 2. Now عشان ما فيش هنا plus ولا minus I can cross this 2 with this 2. بس ال 2 اللي هنا هتفضل زي ما هي. So that's why it's P over 2 minus L. Does that make sense ولا لا؟ We're good, صح؟ This one needs A completely alone. This is tricky لأن now عندي 2 A. So I'll move الأول ال A plus B دي كلها to the other side علشان أعرف أفك ال A اللي فوق منهم. So now هيبقى عندي C multiplied by A plus B equals A. Now I distribute the C, so it will become AC plus BC equals A. I need A alone, so I'll put the numbers that has or the parts that has A on one side and the numbers or the things that doesn't have A on the other side. الحاجات اللي فيها A مع بعض. AC minus A equals negative BC. Now A is here and there, so أنا ممكن آخد A as a common factor من الاثنين دول وافتح براكت. لما هاخد من A هيتبقى C. ولما هاخد من نيجاتيف A هيتبقى نيجاتيف 1. again انا عايز ال A لوحدها ف C minus 1 تروح الناحية التانية دلوقتي بالديفيجن. so negative BC over C minus 1. لما اجي ابص على التشويسز مفيش ولا تشويس في نيجاتيف BC. طب ده معناه ايه؟ معناه انه نزل النيجاتيف دي تحت. فلما النيجاتيف تنزل تحت هيبقى فوق بوزيتيف وتحت كل حاجه هتغير الساينز. يعني بدل بوزيتيف سي هتبقى نيجاتيف سي وبدل نيجاتيف 1 تبقى بوزيتيف 1. يبقى بي سي اوفر 1 minus سي هي دي is the answer which is A. So again هي مهمه عشان فكره حاجتين الكومن فاكتور وعشان التغيير بتاع النيجاتيف. اول حاجه مهمه فكره ان انا خدت الاي من هنا ومن هنا كومن فاكتور بره. بعدين لما جيت وديت السي ماينس 1 وابص على الانسر اللي انا جبتها دي لقيتها مش موجوده زي ما هي. عشان ايه؟ عشان في نيجاتيف هنا مش موجوده في التشويسز. فجيت انزل النيجاتيف تحت. لما حبيت انزلها تحت بتغير لي الساينز اللي تحت كلها. فبدل ما يبقى عندي positive c هتبقى negative c، بدل negative 1 هتبقى positive 1. فلما ابص على الشويسز الاقي ان الشويس A هي دي اللي فيها positive 1 تحت ونيجاتيف C تحت وفوق positive BC. Does this make sense? Are we good? Number 4. Which of the following gives B in terms of the other variables? I need B alone. So the first thing I have to do إن أنا move ال 3 to the other side in order to break a link that becomes 3C. Then the negative 1, so A, B will be equals to 3C plus 1. And then the A will go to the other side, so it's 3C plus 1 divided by A. So the answer here is A. This is where the common factor should be applied again. عايز G in terms of everything else. So I'll move this to the other side. هيبقى عندي GH minus G I'll move the negative F to the other side. هيبقى عندي positive F minus H. هاخد G as a common factor. I'll open up a bracket. So it's H minus 1 equals F minus H. Now عايز G لوحدها. I'll move the H minus 1 to the other side by division. So here I should have F minus H divided by H minus 1. Look at the choices. D is the answer. Makes sense as well. Are we good? Hopefully. You'll stop me. Hopefully. Number 6. K in terms of the other variables. I need K completely alone. I'll distribute the D. So I'll have KD minus D. And then I'll move the A and I'll move the negative D to the other side. I'll have N minus A plus D equals KD. As K alone, so I'll move D to the other side. So it goes as N minus A plus D over D equals K. When you look at the choices, it's choice D right away as it is. Any questions there? That's it for today. Here are the things that we need to do